Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing great. By the grace of the Almighty, we are doing fine here. Today's topic is, what is colonial mimicry? So before going into the topic, we'll see something about Homi K. Bhabha. So Homi K. Bhabha is an Indian English scholar and critical theorist. He is one of the most important crucial thinkers of 21st century. And he is one of the most important figures in contemporary post-colonial studies. And he has elaborated a lot of key concepts in post-colonialism like hybridity, mimicry, difference, and ambivalence. And he has been a professor in the humanities at the University of Chicago, where he teaches in Department of English and Arts. So when it comes to theories, he has been greatly influenced by post-structuralists like Jacques Derrida, Jacques Lacan, and Michael Foucault. So Edward Said also has influenced his works, and Bhabha is highly influenced by Western post-structuralists. So here comes the location of culture. It is a collection of Bhabha's important essays. So Bhabha presents a series of concepts exploring post-colonial practices. The location of culture is seasoned or flavored by the concepts of ambivalence, mimicry, and hybridity. And this book deals with an analysis of intercultural engagement. And one of the essays in the location of culture of mimicry and man, here in this essay, Homi K. Bhabha lays out his concept of mimicry. So what do you mean by mimicry? You know, isn't it? Mimicry is an imitation. So mimicry in colonial and post-colonial literature is frequently seen when people of a colonized society, for example, Indians or Africans, duplicate or imitate the language, dress, politics, or cultural attitudes of their colonizers. So who are the colonizers here? They may be British, Portugal, or the French, right? So mimicry happens when the members of a colonized society, that is the natives, replicate and take over the culture of the colonizers by imitating them, right? So this is what you call by mimicry. So how did it happen? So authority and imposition of the colonizers over the colonized make it all happen. Yeah. So Bhabha's mimicry is a part of visualizing the post-colonial situation, and he explores a binary opposition between authority and oppression. So Bhabha states that all modes of imposition, including the claim on the colonized to be like the colonizer, results in mimicry. So the attempt taken over by the colonized to imitate the colonizer or the powerful superior colonizer results in mimicry. And Bhabha believes that this mode of asserting authority over the colonized gave rise to mimicry. So the more and more the colonizer imposed authority over the colonized paved way for the process of mimicry. So the colonial subject or the native mimics only by relating himself to the original. So who is the original here? The white subject or the white master. So the colonial subject or the native mimics him by relating himself to the superior master. And Bhabha claims that it is an opportunistic pattern of behavior. So a colonized subject copies the person in power. See, my master is powerful. My master is superior. So he hopes to have access to that same power to himself. So why don't I be claimed as a master too? Why can't I be a copy of him? Right? So how can I imitate him? So this is how colonial mimicry happened. So while copying the master, one has purposefully overpowered one's own cultural identity. So in copying the master, in copying the behavior and attitude and language of the master, the colonized subject or native purposefully overpowers his own cultural identity. So, what happens when the native overpowers his own cultural identity? There comes a double vision. So, Bhabha claims that the menace or threat of mimicry is its double vision. So, he exclaims that this menace of mimicry disrupts authority. He exhibits that it results in the production of imitators rather than real Englishmen. So here Bhabha claims that in this process of mimicry, what happens is instead of creating real Englishmen, what happens is it produces a series of imitators. So this ambivalence or what you call as uncertainty suggests that this civilizing mission just does not work because it only allows for Anglicization, not the total transformation of natives into Englishmen. So no native can transform himself into an Englishman, right? So, but it results only in the Anglicization of his culture. So what is Anglicization? So for example, linguistic Anglicization is the practice of modifying foreign words, names and phrases to make them easier to spell. For example, the effort that we Indians take in making the pronunciation of English language more better, more refined. How can I pronounce my words in a better way? How can I spell them in a better way, just like a native Englishman? So this is what we call as Anglicization. So the way we adapt ourselves to English language usage in its form, sound or spelling. So here Bhabha claims that this produces a double vision, and what happens is a total transformation of natives into Englishmen is impossible, but it allows for Anglicization. So now comes Bhabha's definition on mimicry. Colonial mimicry is the desire for a reformed, recognizable other as a subject of difference that is almost the same, but not quite, which is to say that the discourse of mimicry is constructed around an ambivalence. In other words, an uncertainty. In order to be effective, mimicry must continually produce its slippage, its excesses, its difference. So this is what Bhabha, this is how Bhabha defines the term mimicry. So he claims that the colonizers or the authoritative colonizers put out their ardent desire for a reformed, recognizable other. What do you mean by that? So the native must be reformed, but he must be recognizable with a difference. Of course, you imitate me, but you can't be the same as me. You are different in some other way. So Bhabha claims that colonial mimicry is the desire for a reformed, recognizable other as a subject of difference. Note this point. You are different. That is almost the same. Of course, you speak my language. You wear the way I wear. Of course, you come up with with the exact outfit like an Englishman, but you're not the same, right? So he asserts that the colonizer wants to improve the other. Of course, you are uncivilized barbarians. I want to improve you people. I want to refine everything that you have, but to make him like himself, but with a clear sense of difference. So whatever refining that I do, whatever way I civilize you, I want to make it clear that you are a bit different from me. You can't become an Englishman. So thus the other becomes almost the same as the colonizer. So in imitating the colonizer, what happens is the other native becomes almost the same, but never quite fits in with the hegemonic cultural and political systems that administrates both of them. Of course, the other natives can resemble them. Almost the same, of course. You people speak my language. You imitate my behaviors. You imitate my lifestyle. Everything is okay, but you never can fit in with our superior hegemonic cultural and political systems, right? So Bhabha demonstrates that colonial mimicry expresses its difference called as ambivalence. This difference or uncertainty that he claims to be ambivalent. So it gives power not only to the colonizer but becomes the subversive tool of the colonized. So the colonizer does not successfully impart his beliefs on the colonized. It's impossible, and the colonized will repeatedly be not quite, not white. Of course, you imitate me, you mimic my language, everything you mimic, but you can't be the same white people as we are. Of course, you are different. So repetition with a difference. So the colonized is not being integrated or embraced into the dominant or superior culture. Do you think that you speak English language very elegantly, you are very good at its pronunciation, everything is good, but do you think that you will be integrated or embraced into the dominant or superior English culture as they claim? No, you can't be. As Bhabha explains, mimicry is an exaggerated attempt in copying language, culture, manners, and ideas. Thus, mimicry is a repetition with difference. Of course, you are doing a process of repetition with a difference. You are not the same like the whites. A aim to be authentic. So Bhabha suggests that the prejudiced colonial discourse leads to an ardent aim to become authentic. So the native want to become authentic or original Englishman. So the desire to emerge as an authentic Englishman happens through the process of mimicry, but what happens is only a process of repetition goes on, right? So the Englishman wears a tie, so I'm going to wear it. So he has come up with a good pair of boots. I'm wearing it. I have put out neat clothings like him. So this is how the repetition process goes on through their language, clothing, education, behavior, everything we imitate, but the desire to emerge as an authentic Englishman is under stake. So through this process of mimicry, mockery also goes on. So mimicry carries a respectful tone with an air of respect and desire for the English culture. But mockery is more subversive and negative, and this reforming, civilizing mission of the English people or the superior colonizers is threatened by this act of mockery too. So, what happens is the identity of the colonizer becomes undermined. A further consequence of mimicry is the undermining of the colonizer's apparently stable original identity. So, this process of mimicry, what happens is the colonizer's stable original identity is being undermined through the process of mimicry. So the identity of the colonizer is constantly slipping away, says Bhabha, being undermined by effects of writing, joking, sly civility, and repetition, and these processes are carried out in the name of mimicry. So Bhabha claims that the identity or the perfect, stable, original identity of the colonizer is constantly slipping away. So now here comes a quotation of Jacques Lacan. The effect of mimicry is camouflage. So what do you mean by that? So it is a technique used by insects or animals to conceal themselves or by disguising themselves as someone else, especially to keep themselves safe from any other attacks from other animals or human beings. And this same technique is used in warfare too. So the disguising of military personnel to make them blend in with their surroundings. So Lacan tells that the effect of mimicry is camouflage. It is not a question of harmonizing with the background, but against a mottled background. So through the act of mimicry, we just can't harmonize with the superior background, but it can be just a mottled background of becoming mottled, exactly like the technique of camouflage practiced in warfare. So through the process of mimicry just can't take us into the superior dominant culture. We just can't harmonize with that dominant culture, but otherwise we just can stay as a stark contrast to that superior dominant culture of the colonizer, right? So with this I'm signing off. So thank you so much for listening patiently. Those who haven't subscribed it, do subscribe and press the bell icon for further updates. And to follow us on Facebook, please click on the link given in the description box. Thank you.